Trying to see how I can share this. No idea. Oh well. Yeah, couldn't figure it out. Not today, anyway. So welcome. Give you a little orientation here. This is around where we're co-creating our projects. Yeah, what we're in the middle of, what we're bumping into. It's like, how are we creating in the real world, and what resistance do we have and show up? So this is a yes and. What's your value project? Yeah, part of the methodology that we practice here at People's Profits.
All right, mate.
What's happening, brother?
You like you're on the ski slope, man.
Oh yeah, just staying warm.
Ah. Hello, hello. So you've got something you're practicing, eh?
Yeah, I am. That's what I created as a space for it right in the moment. Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, feel free to practice on me, brother. I'll let me know what's been going on.
What's your intention?
To listen.
Yeah, engaged. So thank you. Like the being here, it's like, oh, it's like, yeah, what a great place. It's like, yeah, excitement and eager to work together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, we're sitting here working together. It's like a space, you and I. Yeah. Let's make sure. There we go. Cool. It's like, oh, what do we do with our space? And what do we do with our time? So we aim them at value, like the value. How do we value that? Yeah. And so then I look at it and I connect it. It's like, okay, so what's right in front of me as you and I engage? I'm just pausing, right? I'm just in my neutral and I'm just looking and like, oh, what will it be? And it's like, oh, I had an intention. So it's always important to remember it, but not be married to it. You know, so it's like, oh, is that intention still true? It's like, oh yeah, there's a place for it, but there's a dance. You know, I'm just used to my sense of it now. That I'm always looking for it to be different, or like something just to pop up and be different in it. You know, just kind of sharing what I'm seeing with it.
Yeah.
And so it's like lay there, we just kind of check. I just scan the field, right? My pauses, I just can't scan the field when I remember.
Did you say your flaw is you can't remember the field when you remember?
Say that again.
What did you say about the field and remember?
I said I scan. I scan, like I scan it like a frequency. I scan the field, right? I scan it and just see, is there anything like out of whack? When I remember, right? When I have the intention, because I can only have the intention in the silence to do something, right? And so whatever's there, I just allow it to be there. I don't try and question it. I don't try and answer it. I just allow it. Poof.
So when you scan the field, like what do you do in your head?
Like everything in life, you look for whatever jumps out at you.
So say you were to scan your field, like say you were to scan your field now, like what would be the steps you'd take?
Well, you really can't do it when you put attention on it. That's the problem with sharing it as you do it. Now that sounds like a cop out, but it's for the awareness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a cop out, Jesse. It's that's the truth.
Mhm. Hi,
So, but
Craig.
when-
How are you, my man?
Good.
Yes, Craig in the house.
Yeah.
So I was just
No.
asking Jessica, talking about scanning his field. So I was just trying to
I think a better question, Joe, rather than how I do it, is like, what am I looking for? What am I paying attention to? What questions am I asking? What am I aware of? I think that is the most important question to orient around rather than how.
yeah, definitely, yeah. The how can almost guarantee failure.
Yeah.
Because it's like pinning it a way that it has to be, which then in a sense isn't what we're talking about.
But do you have a way in which it seems to just like naturally flow for you?
What else would I be sharing?
Because I was just trying to understand like your way of connecting and scanning the field.
Good. Good. So one way to look at it is to identify how you do it so that you can compare and contrast.
Yeah, well, I say I don't think I know even how to do it.
Yeah, well, shit. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
We all got to
but
start.
you do it all the time, Joe.
That's right.
I
Yeah,
watched
that's
you.
it.
I watched you doing it over and over and over again.
Right.
So let me just fill in. Let me just fill in a blank. Okay. What comes to me is conceptual,
Okay.
and it's really fuzzy.
Yeah. Jeez.
Actually.
Oh God. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now here's the interesting thing. I find that when I try to put words to it, it collapses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Which is why when like you guys have seen me in sessions where I'll get a download and I'll say a few words and then I'll be quiet for a time. Because what I'm doing then is I'm going back into the gap. I'm going back into the void and allowing it to blossom in that silence.
Yeah.
And then I'll get another phrase or something that allows me to share it with the others that are in the group. You follow?
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, we're going to be able to do this all telepathically. We won't need words.
Yeah.
We'll be telepathically communicating within the silence.
But we could already be doing that, but we're just not aware of it.
Well, because it keeps collapsing, we keep collapsing it. Because that's what we think we have to put words to it.
So, and collapsing, is that like how reality gets collapsed when we open his eyes and we see it and it goes from particles to waves or waves to particles? Is that like the same collapse or is that a different collapse?
Well, yeah, well, it's generally the same. The thing is, we're in a playground. We get into this playground where it's super conscious, and that's different from a playground that's conscious.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, when you open your eyes and you see what you saw before, you closed your eyes. It's because you're stepping into an assumption that what you saw before was, quote, real, unquote. Okay. And you assume that that same real is going to be there when you open your eyes. But what we're doing here is we're taking away that assumption. So we close our eyes, we step into nothing, and without an assumption as to what's gonna appear. Okay. And we just approach it with awareness, not with sight, or not with anything familiar, not with a sense that's familiar. We're looking for something that's not familiar, that's different from what I'm used to. and that's how you know it's real.
Yeah.
Because it's different, because it's new. It's always new.
It's always new, but it's a new feeling. But then is that new feeling just going to become the normal feeling?
Well, the more you practice it, the more you'll be able to discern what's different and what isn't. Okay, let's turn this around the other way. Okay, in your physical reality, there isn't anything that exists in this physical reality that isn't a recreation of something that was there already. Like you work with wood, it used to be a tree. Okay. In the superconscious, it didn't used to be anything. It's like all the stuff in there is brand new. It's
all right,
unformed.
so let's pull back a little bit, right? Because it's just kind of going and going and going. Let's pull back and say, oh, what did we unpack? What did we reveal? What was shown? Do you see how that pause? And then we can pull back and say, okay, what was all that about?
Okay.
So in that is great to hear from Joe, because that is who this was the conversation with.
Yep.
So this is a place for Joe to be like, oh yeah, right. Okay, here I am now. I'm aware of what just happened.
What just happened? Well, we were just talking about scared of the field, and then we've just gone into ways or realizing when we're doing it and when we're doing it naturally. But I'm trying to figure out how to do it when I'm doing it naturally. But I'm just not noticing the natural between the unnatural. So I think it's more deciphering the difference. Knowing that difference between
what difference?
real communication and ego communication.
Ooh.
Like that's the magic. If you can hear your, that's your intuition and be like, yo, and like listen and take the action. But that's it. It's deciphering the difference between the intuition and the other voices. The other voices, man, they're coming for me, man.
So great. And so said another way is your truth. Yeah. Also known as your passion, also known as your purpose, your power, your creator. Yeah. Your uniqueness. That's how I'll wrap that up. Craig, I want to add anything? That was great.
Yeah, because the contribution that you make to it, Joe, is your perspective. And that's unique and individual. It's that combination of perspectives that make it an organism that's powerful and that has a life of its own.
So yes, we want to get patterns that are growing, that are amplifying, that are creating, and out of patterns that are not.
Right.
And deciphering the difference, like, because each pattern hopefully has got a different energy.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
Frequency, yeah, like a frequency.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's parts of it that are the same because it's really the combinations that give it so much of a matrix, you see? So it's just not one, it's like they come together and it's like, oh, there's that aspect and that aspect. Ooh, and if they come together a lot, you'll see that pattern more often. But as you start on pulling these, they all have a life of their own.
And I know you understand things musically, Joe. So here's this one. It's the difference between playing a single note or playing a chord.
What, the difference between your ego and your intuition?
No, the difference between creating in a group like this is the difference between playing a single note or playing a chord.
Yeah.
Because a chord is made up of notes, but the notes interact with each other and create something totally different.
But the notes could easily be out of resonance with each other.
Exactly.
So that's what we're learning to play together.
That's right.
Yeah.
Make frequency vibrations. So say someone's aware of a pattern that they've got, say for example.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
So say I notice I'm in a pattern of smoking. And I'm aware of that pattern and that habit. And I'm aware that my thoughts are like, I don't want to smoke, but then the habit's carrying on doing it and I'm seeing that pattern. So what if somebody comes to us with that pattern? Or is maybe the chemical ones with the addictions is a bit harder, so maybe another pattern. A pattern of getting up late, not wanting to get up.
Yeah.
Pattern.
Can you say all patterns are the same?
No, I'm seeing like scribbly, messed up patterns and then geometric patterns. I'm seeing the geometric patterns as the higher self, super conscious patterns. And then the old patterns is just scribbly lines.
Yeah, and what's the space in between them? What would you call that? Like as they're becoming, right? Because those lines are becoming as over time, over some change.
Well, the change is going to be when the decision's made and the new action taking place. That's the new pattern. So like what's our process for releasing patterns, letting go of patterns, becoming aware of them, acknowledging them, feeling them, seeing what it's trying to say to us, observing it, relaxing into it, and then that resistance is going to dissipate.
Mhm.
Like, is there a way we can bring in the super conscious? Is the super consciousness going to benefit the situation
I don't know. There's no script to it.
and accelerating?
But if you know how patterns work, right, then you can, then if they work, they'll work everywhere.
See, I'm seeing all patterns in the neutral,
Mhm.
and it's our self-conscious is whether, oh, that's a good pattern, that's a bad pattern.
Mhm.
But
Well,
to
why is it good or bad? What is it in alignment of?
that's my self-conscious perspective of it.
Yeah.
Like that's the self-conscious, oh, that's good, that's bad. But really the pattern is just a pattern. But I'm just aware of patterns that I've created throughout my life over the years. And I'm just trying, I'm like, if someone comes to us and they've got this pattern, like what's like, if in my mind, it'd be like, right, okay, let's do a superconscious recode. Yeah, let's
Mhm.
get you into the middle of what you want to create.
Mhm. So like that is and here what I'll say to that is like the creator's code, I think, is fundamental truth.
So what do you mean by the creator's code?
The 5-step strategy there that he says, I whittled it down to 3 steps. Yeah,
Right.
is what do you want? Why can't you have it? And take the action.
So it's hard to like maybe, so like how confident and competent like are you actually doing like the 5-step process, or is it just like you don't want to do it, like you just want to do the 3-step?
When you take down, if you take all the messiness and slop out of 5 steps and take it to 3, why would I want to do 5?
So what's the main messiness and slop that you're removing?
You tell me, man.
Okay, so what do you want? That's like the first step.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay.
Why-
What's number
why-
2?
So then it'd either be going to that end feeling.
Okay, there you go. And
Um,
then,
is that
so
part of your process? Would you go into that end feeling?
do I have to talk about it? Do I have
Do
to make it a step for someone? No, I don't. I can lead someone into that. So that's my shortcut. So it's already assumed in the steps. Yeah. So you're right. I took it out. That's one that I took out.
Right, cool. So
I
you
added
took that
value
out,
to it.
and then it's like, so where are you now? So that's like, okay, well, why can't you have it now?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's like the third step. Then the
Yeah.
4th step is the process, whichever one we choose, and
Yeah.
then the 5th step's taking the action. So
Right.
yeah, you've got that. Like, yeah, what's 3rd step is what's okay. Well, what? So yeah, what do you want? Why can't you have it? Okay, let's shift that. So then you're shifting that. That's like your 4th
Well,
process.
see, I take that step out because shifting it is just by putting awareness on it anyway. So we've
Okay,
already did it. It's a demonstration again. So do you see how I added a demonstration as a coach, leader, whatever, bringing the awareness in it. So I built it into the process.
so what value do you see, like value in like the unpacking questions? Like what value?
Well, that's what I experience. That is what I experience when you unpack. I'm experience it already in the field, and it's in my conversation. That's what I'm teaching and
What do you
coaching
mean
you.
by that? What do you mean by that? I don't get what you mean. So like when I'm asking that, you're kind of doing the unpacking yourself in your own self. Is that
Yeah, yeah, and
is
I'm
that normal?
hearing
Is
it.
that
I'm
normal?
hearing it. I'm hearing it in your responses.
Okay. So right. So the responses is the unpacking.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now, if
beautiful.
you're trained to listen for it, or if it's part of the script,
Mm. So then instead of doing a superconscious recode, you're just putting awareness on it. So you're doing the 4 focus, observe, relax on that.
yep, you bet. So
And
that they do
then
their process, they see it for themselves, they take the obvious action because that's all that matters.
So
The more
like,
we do that. You do that every day, every 15 minutes. You do that every 15 minutes, or do it once every 7 days. You tell me which one's going to go faster. That's why I
yeah.
don't do a recode in my process. That's why I don't put a recode in the process, because it's already in there. But
Right.
I'm not, you don't need me to do it. That's the point. I've removed myself from doing it and put yourself in a position of power, which is completely different, and why I will not use Magmind shit.
So
Because that is
what?
a fucked up structure.
Okay, but what is there in Magmind that you like and you love?
What does it
And you,
matter?
because like I'm
They got me
trying.
here. They got me here. So that's beautiful.
That's the thing. Yeah, cool. But like all of the processes, everything like the anchoring, the like all this stuff that like
Oh yeah, everything I learned is from them, because I knew nothing about it beforehand. So if I have anything with it,
what.
then it's like I learned it from him. So like great honor from a great teacher. There's
And
parts of it that I didn't find useful, and there's parts of it I disagree with, and there's parts of it that we can't have a conversation for whatever reason about it.
so what can we have a conversation about?
I'm talking Magmind, so the leadership of
Yeah,
Magmind. So if I
about
don't,
this?
otherwise I don't want to like. My aim is not here for them.
But like the result that they got, and they've got you into this community and got you to where you are. Like what result do you want to be getting and bringing to your clients? Like what do you want to bring to them? Like if they want to turn us into like super conscious creators, creating the life, like that's the outcome. 1 second, please. 1 second.
Hello, everyone that's new. Welcome. Nettie, Jenny, where was that headed? Because I wasn't really sure right there.
I
Well,
wasn't either really.
yeah, one of the, and I understand Joe is trying to understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, we don't need to know that either. That's your own thing. It's just like a choice. Why do you choose to do it? Because I just choose to. There doesn't have to be any other reason other than I choose to. So, but I think it's just part of Joe's nature, just to dig deeper to try and understand. And I think it's sweet, because that's his way of just trying to understand all angles of things, so it makes sense to him. And I'm like that in many ways too. But in the end, we don't need to know your reasons for why you like or not like, or believe or not believe in certain aspects. So
Thanks, Nettie. Welcome.
you're welcome. I came to see what your yes and project is and watch you practice.
No, that was part of it. Yeah, great. Thank you. So that was what that meant. Was that, and it was perfect. Yeah. Hi, Jenny.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Jeannie.
So I definitely picked up a charge.
Who's?
Yours.
Yes. I was just polite and didn't say anything. Thank you, Jenny, for mentioning that then.
Well, we all get them. So I understand Joe's need to know, because Joe, I think you are in a bit of a ambivalence, perhaps, maybe, or I don't know if that's the right word, but you're searching for the value that you have invested in your time, energy, and learning from Magmind and what you're learning from Jesse, and you're trying to put that in a package of some sort because you have a marketing mindset. That's what I picked up. And Jesse doesn't want to go backwards. So he gets charged when you go into the past and doesn't want to go there. He wants to go forward.
Unless
Did I
there's a
get that right?
purpose. Unless there's a purpose. the less there's an intention. It's like, why keep it, like it's keep asking, like I need to, why do we keep asking about it? Why we keep asking about it? And when there's no thought in the background and there's no connection to that, it's like, I can't understand why we're trying, why we can't go forwards. Yes. And to me, that is a, like, listening, like the listening's not there. And it's like, I don't spend time there.
So what did we learn?
Great question. Right at the bottom of the hour. Thank God for the help that I don't always have to hold it. Thank you. That was what I learned.
I learned that techniques and modalities can be a real distraction.
Huge.
The one thing that's really clear to me as I've been interacting with so many people the last few months is that all this stuff is energetic. And as I come at whatever it is from that perspective, everything changes for me. And it changes for everybody else too.
Well, for starters, I've learned that my bathroom's a lot quicker than I thought because I've just flooded the house. And that intuition was coming through. It was saying, go check your bath. But I ignored it.
Do you have it under control?
Well, I've just been mopping it up right now, so it's slightly under control. But it's leaked through the house. But anyway, that's another metaphor in itself. So yeah. I am trying to definitely get my head around what's going on. That's it. That's my inquisitive nature. Inquisitive pattern. Yeah.
What is it that you want, Joe?
I want that click in my head when I'm like, oh, okay, I see now. You know, it's like I'm in the dark, and
Are you really? Is that true?
well, that's what it feels like. That's where these questions are coming from. Try to get some form of.
Is that coming from a lack or from a genius?
That is coming from the lack.
Good awareness. So what do you really want?
What I really want is
Let me go back. Jessie put out a message. She was having a call. What was your intention? What did you hope to gain?
Understanding.
Okay, have you gained any? What did you learn?
I've learned that I like to ask questions.
How do you know when you're in your heart and when you're in your head?
Because I can feel my heart. It's like it's just I'm in there. But I've got to be
Okay.
still to notice
Can
that.
you recognize that there was a shift in Jesse and that you were in your head
There was a
when
shift.
you were continuing to ask the questions?
Well, I was like, because we was talking about this, like when are we in the field and when we're not in the field, because this is how it all started, where I was like try to grasp Jesse's way of scanning his field. So then what was the question?
Did you see a shift in Jesse's behavior when you were continuing to ask questions?
Did I see a shift? Yeah, maybe he was like closing down a little bit.
Okay, so what did you learn from that?
Stop asking questions.
Good.
Or these aren't the right questions, or maybe just not even be doing questions,
Mm.
because I did. Yeah, because that's
Okay.
it. Like we've kind of gone through this process with certification, like, and we're asking questions. We're not giving advice. We are asking questions. So, but yeah, that's obviously my way of. Because it's like I know what I want to do, but I'm trying to work with Jesse here and get something going with him. So I need to see, I want to see from his perspective. I want to see from his view. I
So
want to see what
put it in just one question. What's your perspective on blank? And then let him give his answer.
Well, yeah, that's what I did start, because he was talking about scanning the field. So I was like, well, like, what's your process for doing that, or like, what's your way of, And then that's it, like, because then Craig was saying that I'm tapping into it when I'm not even realizing it, which makes sense. So, like,
So does it matter what someone else's process of scanning the field is, or does it matter what yours is?
well, yeah, it matters, because like if he's doing something that I'm not, or like if I'm missing something, so it's like it's not working right, or just like, and then sharing, okay, well, that's how you do it, this is how I do it, it's sharing, like,
So let
different.
me ask you something Magmind related. Is this
Sorry, what is this? What? It just cut off then, Jenny.
Yeah, for me too, Joe.
Me as well.
But
I
I
don't know if
like
you
the
can
way
hear us, Ginny.
she's talking to me though.
Yeah, I know it's. She's come a long ways too. Yeah, you see each of you. That's why, as we're changing our frequencies, right? We're noticing we're coming where we're settling in new patterns. It's a demonstration between both of you, because we have a history, we have video from the past that shows how you guys would have been in these unpacking situations. Do you see? She's asked you, what do you want? Well, you're noticing what wobbles are in the way, and she's asking you, what can you do about it? New awareness. She's stepping you through the 3 steps the whole time, and it's you that is just putting your words in place of it, which is starting to build your patterns in the way you want them to. So yes, just like you said, we are doing the patterns. We are shifting them together. And Ginny's back.
my sound wasn't working, so I didn't hear half of what you said. So sorry.
Yeah, it cut off when you were saying like, what something are you doing?
We were hanging on your last word, Ginny, because you asked a wonderful question, and that's right when it cut out.
Oh, well, sorry, I was trying to get logged back in, so I don't even know what the question was that I was asking.
Again, so where did your mind go?
I was just observing a pattern. And I think I asked, is it problem solving or creating? That was the last thing I remember asking. Did you hear that one or did I
No,
cut
no,
out?
that's we didn't hear that one. Yeah, it's easy problem solving. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
problem
back
solving.
to what
Ginny, I do
you,
want to acknowledge here, just as this in a second, both of you. Joe said he really appreciated how you were speaking to him.
thank you. Thank you, Joe. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah, there's something in your tone. There's some magic in your tone of voice. It just pervades kind of like understanding and like, yeah, listening, a deep listening. So big up, big up.
Yeah,
I'm
I
proud of you.
appreciated that too.
Yeah, it feels really. Yeah, I like it. I like your style. So yeah,
Thank
problem
you.
solving. I am problem solving, but I'm trying to create. I'm creating. I'm not trying to create. I'm wanting to create, but I'm just
So Joe, go
like I'm
back
building
into
my
you,
back.
go back into your energy. You recognize now that was problem solving. How did you feel it in your body when you were problem solving? And how do you feel it when you're creating? And how can you recognize when you need to stop and shift?
By how I'm feeling. Sometimes
job.
I'll just get so stuck in my head just thinking shit. And I can even see the pattern. But it's like the pattern goes too deep. So it's
Well,
like
don't feel bad. We all have blind spots, but now that you recognize it, what learning do you take with it?
so when I'm feeling shitty and my thoughts is going south, then I'm problem solving. So I've gone into my head. So I need to come back into my heart or connect my head and my heart together in union. So I'll do that. I'll do that with my breathing and my focus, my attention and my attitude. I've been doing that a few times today.
Good job.
I'm not saying it's worked. Or maybe it has, do you know what I mean? But like, yeah, I'm definitely in the process of doing this new stuff.
Jesse put in there, breathe in and make a great anchor there.
Can you take a moment and honor that pattern?
The pattern of problem solving and feeling shit. Yes, I can acknowledge that pattern.
Yeah, but honor it.
And honor that pattern.
It's been useful for you.
Honor the pattern of feeling shit. Okay. Yeah, I don't normally honor that feeling. I normally reject it.
Yep.
And you know the pattern, what we resist persists. Get a big glass of water, Joe.
I'm just gonna start sipping this bath.
While you change your relationship with that pattern.
Well, I need to change. I don't need to change my relationship. I choose to change the relationship with the pattern of feeling like shit and rejecting that feeling, thinking, "Yo, what's up with you, you miserable bugger? Get your move on."
Just acknowledge it.
No, all right,
Acknowledge
that's
it's
it. There you go,
there.
that's it.
Accept
So-
it and move
The
on.
pattern is not your enemy.
The pattern is not the.
I don't know if I would honor it as much as acknowledge it and choose what you want. That's my perception.
Yeah, So that's it. So yeah, I choose to feel good. I choose to feel relaxed and content. I choose to not give my power away to other people. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you're the only one on the planet, Joe, that does that. Just want you to know that.
Whew. So honor that feeling, acknowledge that feeling, respect that feeling. Ah, that's nice.
Choose how you want to feel right now.
And right now, I choose to feel good. I choose to feel really good.
Hey, can I share a win? Lessons from a teenager?
Please.
I won't give you the long drawn out story, but my daughter has had some challenges with some coworkers. And so she chose to end a relationship with someone that she found to be toxic. And she had some tears and some difficulties, self doubt, all these things going on. And then she came to the conclusion that I don't like who I've become around this person. And so she felt peace, her words, free. And she took a little time to go do something for herself, just to hang out by the water. And she said, I enjoyed being with myself. And then she came home with a little bit of a rocky day, but she said, I chose to focus on the customers and engage with them. And mom, I was my authentic self and it felt good.
Wow.
Mic drop,
Yeah.
mic drop.
Then before she came home, before she went to bed, she said, oh, sit on my bed and talk like we used to. She said, Mom, no, she goes, Mom, I want to spend more time loving myself.
Wow.
Who do you know that doesn't want to learn those lessons?
But she's only realized she wants some lessons through that realization. She's got that desire for them things now. She's got that. She's choosing them now. So before them choices come, there's a trigger. And this is the superconscious wave. This is the transition and the shift that's happening, and we're tuning into that. Before the trigger is a charge. So before the trigger, there's a charge. So, okay. So there'd be no trigger if there wasn't a charge. Okay. So that's how you can become triggerless, by becoming chargeless. I think that's why it's a blessing. Yeah, I mean, that people trigger us. Because
I think
that's,
somebody used the word neutral.
yeah. Neutral. But we can have, but are we kind of labeling triggers as all bad? Like there's good triggers, isn't there? Like good habits. I kind of see triggers as, well, I just relate triggers to bad triggers. I don't really notice my good triggers, and I've probably got a lot of good triggers. I definitely have got a lot of good triggers. You all right? Are you sure? You sure it's still alive? Beautiful session, man. You're not gonna believe it, man. Like literally, I was gonna jump in that bath, Jess. I literally pulled my phone out and it just automatically logged me into this call. Yeah. So like, because I seen the call, I was gonna jump in the bath. I pulled my phone out and it was logging me into it. I was like, what? So that's it. The universe brought me here, bro. I literally pulled my phone out. I was on the call, man.
Besides
Wow.
a wet bathroom, what did you gain today?
Oof. I've gained a lot. I've gained that I wasn't acknowledging and honoring patterns in a positive light. I was kind of rejecting them more. Like, why am I feeling like this? So that's pushing it away. So that's going into problem solving. So yeah, I've noticed a deeper depth to my problem solving. Because obviously that's probably where the questions is coming from. 'Cause I'm trying to like, solve like my problem. So yeah, but it's like a deeper, it's not as obvious as problem solving. It's like a deeper depth to it. It doesn't even look like problem solving, but it is.
Mhm. And this is the importance of the feelings, because you had the feelings before you had the words.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the feelings have driven your words. And so when you can start to put your words out there, right, you see the feelings that are like the chords in the notes. Wonderful. Thank you, Joe. If you had a great day. And so if you need to go take care of what you need to take care of, do that. Otherwise, stick around. And I'd love to hear from the rest of the crew as we welcome Allison in and give her where we're at, and then we'll figure where we're going to go.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Cheers, Jenna, Craig, Jess.
Love you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Welcome. I'm still here, man. I'm still here, but
Good.
oh, shit. Big love. Thank you.
Welcome, Allison.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad I caught that last bit. It sounds like really good work was done.
I think there was some awareness.
Big awareness.
And not what I had intended.
Not what you had intended, Jess.
Well, not for that session, but I'd say from a bigger intention, of course. Yeah, it's in alignment with, yes, but in the exact moment, no, it wasn't what I had envisioned.
Yeah. Those are always the best, hey?
When we make room for them.
Yeah.
Rather than making room for my agenda, which we can do next.
Yeah. Exactly. Sorry.
Nettie had joined right after, I guess I joined Joe and Jesse chatting, and Craig, I guess, was there as well. I don't remember who joined first, but I came into a conversation between Joe and Jesse, and it didn't seem like it was getting anywhere. So Nettie observed, and then I observed, and Joe had some awarenesses. So that's what happened before you got here.
Oh, that's great. It's so good when that works like that, like a tag team, eh? That's amazing.
Yeah, the mastermind. The mastermind, that's it. that's the power of it. Like if me and Jess were just having that conversation, yeah,
Mm.
it wouldn't have turned out like. So that's the power of us all tag teaming. So yeah, thank you so much, man. And
Mm.
that's it. Big up Jesse, man, for creating that equal space where people can feel like that's cool to do that.
Yeah,
Because
it's such an important thing. Yeah. So much more gets done. I had an experience the other day with a group that was helping me with something, and exactly the same thing happened. Because they could help each other, we landed up in a good place for me. It was really good.
We don't see our own blind spots, do we?
No, we can't. No, I don't think we're not built that way.
So I'm curious what Jesse's agenda was.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So I was thinking, so again, it's around the yes and your best offer. And so I'm still working around the in the oil aspect of it, and it's like just keeps unraveling that it just looks bigger and bigger from a value perspective, from a value point of view. And as an update, it's like, oh, we're in a stalemate now in our agreements. And so I should know more today. And so one of it was just to practice that. And another place was just to practice the narratives, to practice the markets. And what was kept showing up is like when Joe and I started, what was showing up was, yes, it's here, but so I was just doing my method. And the obvious was for me was to share the high level of this as I'm just practicing my story. So I'm learning new information, I'm putting it together. And when I say it out loud, you guys can help me see what I can't see. Allison, you mentioned it, our blind spots. And so there is no script for co-creating in the world that we have grown up in and learned from. So we are developing ours. And I just am fascinated how every time it's different when the group is not the same. So I'd like to, like, for that is like it's like my update of my Yes and project. And so that is what I'm here to provide. So in that's like my intention. I'm complete. Someone had something.
Could you just repeat that line again? You're just fascinated that things are
I
different when the group is not the same?
Yeah, I'm just fascinated how every time it's different as the group changes. As someone comes in, as the dynamic shift, as someone drops out, just that immediate shift and how it's different is so amazing.
well, that's like what Craig was saying about the notes. We're all individual notes, and together we're a chord. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And every moment of now is always different. Yeah.
It's all energetic. It's all energy.
But that video you shared, Craig, that 15-minute video with that woman talking, she was saying like it's important for us to be able to hold that vision, and she was saying it's like holding a note, like la.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is why focus is so important. Just as what she said, yeah, said focus is all focus. Yeah, awareness that focus is so important really matters. If there was one thing all I had to say, it would be that.
Yes, focus is, I mean, I see that more and more. And that was one of the things that I really struggled with. So, Jesse, I'm trying to pull together in my head 3 things. You're saying that your situation with your Yes and project is changing and getting bigger, and you're waiting to see how much more of it is coming in. And then you spoke about, and then you said that you wanted to put it in the group because we never get to see our own blind spots. And then you talked about how the group changes every time somebody comes in or leaves.
Mhm.
And I'm really struggling to see the link between those 3 things. I know it's there, but I can't put words to it. And I think that
Wonderful.
might be important.
Well, what are choices that people can make when they're confronted with that awareness?
Are you asking us for a response?
Yeah, if you want to give one.
It's either to accept the charge or not.
Yes.
Mhm. You're such a good observer in that.
Just sitting in my in that sling between plus and minus right now.
Can you
See a
say that
lot from
again?
here. I'm just sitting in the sling in my hammock between plus and minus.
Mm.
Yeah, I say is like what I notice is that people either will want to fight that or they want to hide from it.
Some people work with it.
And some people work with it. And that's what you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all we're really trying to do is notice, why are they hiding? Why are they running away? Or why are they trying to fight it? They will fight, flight, and freeze.
Mm. And appease.
Oh, that's a good one. People pleasing.
Mm.
To keep the peace.
Mm.
And so, like Allison, it's like there never is a point until we make one.
So what's your point? I'm just kidding.
So you just revealed a pattern. Oh my
Something, nothing,
God.
or everything just happened. I don't know.
you, you know, in South Africa, we've got a saying. It goes like this: shit stirrer. And that's exactly what came to mind for me now. You little shit stirrer.
I'll take that.
Shit stir. That's a shit stir. I like that one.
What do you
That's
do for a
really-
living?
I am a shit stirrer. Did you know that?
You
I mean, that is a
are. That's
connection to
your
my
pattern.
oil. I do that. I take shitty oil and I make it clean.
Yes. Yes. Good for you, Jess. That's great. That's amazing.
All in the creation, because it's connecting to things that can't connect. people are resistant to connect. And it's like, oh, sheesh, we can easily connect it this way. And when we do, it's really going to flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just found I was just looking at one aspect of it. What I didn't realize is when I change this aspect, I'm actually changing every emission from
Mm.
the wellbore down, which is multitudes of what I was anticipating.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that awesome?
It
All in the
is.
creation, right? When you just sit in the allow the creation to unfold as it sits, and what I notice is like, oh, there's resistance. Their resistance is they don't want to give me certain things, and it's like, oh, I have to have those certain things. Okay, well, I got to test myself. What am I looking for? What do I got to get clearer. See, it's my way of getting clearer on what I need to do.
Yeah.
And that's when I face it, allow it, let it in, like to rise above it, rather than trying to fight it or avoid it
Yeah. Yeah.
or delay it. Do you see? Or not even respond. And I connect those because you don't know, but I'm connecting them because in other projects, people are doing all of those.
Yes. That not respond, I found, happens a lot here in North America. It was so difficult for me to adjust to that. You don't do that in South Africa. Not. I mean, I don't know the whole of
There's not a charge there. There's not a charge there at all. I appreciate your stand and I agree with you.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know where that was going, but I just noticed the charge. Yeah. Look at our charge.
Mm.
All right.
So something that I've noticed is when I let go and trust,
Huh.
then the synchronicity happens, right?
Yeah.
And I really valued something that you said and have repeated, and that Annette put into that equation for us in terms of observing and then relaxing and trusting, and that's where you get the win. And those things have really helped me get to a different place inside of myself.
Wow, it's like coming full circle all around of the being aspect, the be part of ABC.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Like a completion cycle. Foomp. Oh, it's like, oh, I can complete that cycle. And now where do I go next? Well, maybe I have to run through it again. Just another level, another layer. Oh, nope. Mine was to move on to charge. I don't know how long I spent there, but it was been the last week. I've been focused on charge. Same thing. See the vision, the intention, the practice. And we do it together. Okay, that's for me to step down for a moment and see where you guys want to go.
Yeah, Ginny's just turned 4 into fort. FORT. Focus,
Mm.
observe, relax, and trust.
Trusting. That's so interesting.
I'm loving these equations we're coming up with.
Yes, they're so helpful, hey Joe.
Exactly. To relax, fully relax, you must fully trust. If you can't trust, if you're relaxing but you're not fully trusting, you can't fully relax.
And so here the sweet. So Joe, if I wanted to target executives in a specific region, yeah, we'll talk offline on that one. Just know on that.
I think this is a beautiful space to let loose, brother.
Mhm. Mhm. I appreciate your opinion.
I'm going to take off here for a moment. Thank you very much for the space, Jesse. And letting me just
Bye,
sit
Ned.
here and observe. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Annette.
Bye, Net.
Bye, bye, Nettie. I love you, Nettie.
I love you
Nettie.
too.
Hmm. Yeah, so I'll acknowledge is like Allison continue again used the practice process that you shared with me. Using I called it using the field, right, to lay out gifts, lay out the genius, and lay out the greatness. With humility and as empty and as truthful as possible. I find that just as like amazing practice and process, and continue like always know it is working. So I like when I put attention on that. So I thank you for that teaching for me.
You're welcome. I got given it. Took me years.
Yeah. I think it's like, Joe, like we were talking about, just those patterns. We're trying to get those patterns lined up out of the way. And so what I'm thinking about is just carving out, if I have to, carve out the territory. Carve out the territory, carve out the offer, carve out the pitch, because in all reality, it is the biggest and it will be the leader anyway. And so if I can exclusively hold on to that, I think it would be the biggest, it's going to be the biggest portion of it. Of course, the whole thing would be nice. I'd be more protected, more on board, more acknowledged, but I also understand the trade-off for it. So.
Mm.
I think we can draw comparisons, and here's my point is what I can't share with them what I'm thinking or how I'm seeing this, and to the multitudes that I see it going, the more that we put it together. And so I need to make sure my partner is on board. I need to make sure that my partner is not going to go around me because I gave them what they wanted, but probably they'll want a whole lot more once they learn how much more I'm making off of it.
So it's an awareness of balancing needs.
Needs, expectations from a guy that knows the industry and knows how I can make this work and why this time works to the old patterns. Yes.
Mm. Mm.
And I heard protecting turf.
Yeah, there's definitely that. The old model in a distribution such as this is I'm just going to sell you product and then Jess, the manufacturer, has a patent on this product. They're just going to manufacture it and they just want to sell it on a per gallon, best price they can gallon basis. And in all reality, I'm getting it for 19 and turning around and making it worth right now $200.
So there's a
That's
time.
just one process. Yeah, go ahead. Time. Yes, then we can talk about the time process of it. that this product now, as I turn it around, I could add probably another $100 per gallon to it. Well, actually now I can add so I could easily add $100 to that price now, just in the carbon reduction value of it. And then I can probably add $10 on top of it where I think it's headed.
So the reason why I brought up time is that timing is at times really important and useful, and especially in terms of protection,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes,
Well,
and then
there's an
time
element
there's
of-
an opportunity. There's an opportunity window of timing here too, that you will write the rules or you will have to play inside the rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the other
And
timing conversion that's here.
And the other element is trust,
yes,
Yep.
mutual trust.
Yep.
Not to be
And
undermined.
trusting how old patterns will work. I trust that they'll work out a way. And that is not the way that I want them to work. So I do not want to structure them that way.
Mm.
So you need to build the structure so the old pattern doesn't affect the result.
Mhm.
Good one, Jenny. That's a really good one.
Always. And but yeah. And you always have to have one to build it.
Have a structure to build it, or what do you mean by one?
Basically one is like you have to have one to be able to go to build the structures with. There's got to be something to build the structure with.
Yeah,
2 points.
and-
I got you.
Yep.
yeah.
Because really all of our awareness, we've just been breaking down the simplest form of things. And so now what we do is, as we do that, the next level is to look at the complexities and break those down into simpler forms, and then put two simples together and then put multiples. And do you see remember how a structure is two or more? We've only been looking at two.
Yes,
Mm.
and then I think of that conversation I told you that I had with a futurist researcher, where she spoke about different structures, simple, complex, and then when you've got human beings, complicated,
Mm,
right?
there you go.
Because there is so much, there's so much that we can use and rely on, and there's so much that can trip things up. And learning to discern between those qualities and energies, it's important. It's very important work, which is part of what you do the group for.
Yeah, thank you. Sitting with it, and it's on the magnitude of 400 to 500% reduction.
Wow.
And what that means is that it takes whatever greenhouse gas emissions that we do now in the oil industry. It takes it, and it's 5 times more energy intensive than just normal oil production, is this heavy oil extraction. And what my product is capable of doing is making it equal.
Mm. That's big.
It's really good.
Well, and that really opens the gate that people say, look at the oil industry has hit their target.
I lost your
pretty
last
cool.
sentence, Jesse.
It's
I did
pretty
too.
cool, huh? Yeah, it's they can hit their carbon targets in a world that we don't think we're going to be able to.
Oh, wow.
And just saying, it's like, oh, the oil industry transforms itself just by thinking a little different. Becomes a case study for everyone else's, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. There's a lot of future energy in this.
mhm.
Yep.
Well, clean oil, fresh water, and free electricity would.
Yep.
That's my yes and project, right?
Mm.
So cool. Well, that's thank you for the
Very
help.
cool.
That got my noodle working again.
Mhm.
Mm,
It's
good.
revolutionary.
Yeah, it is, Craig. It really is.
Yeah, and been doing it for 16 years. Just how you change it, modify it, put new concerns in front of it. And that goes for everything. Like that's what we're in. It's like, oh, how do we help? How do we, like in all of our offers, right? It's like, what do I know best, and how do I change it? How do I shape it? How do I look at it differently? How do I look at things upside down? See, I've been for 16 years. I've been selling more oil for customers. Well, obviously they don't want it. Because I had a huge market. If everyone said yes to it, I have a huge market, but not enough people would say yes. So how the hell do I get enough people to say yes? And I can't do it going from the bottom up, which is how I've done it my whole 16 years. I got to get to the top and come down too, so that I can meet in the middle.
Mm.
It's my strategy, right? And then if I was going to do that in every organization, in every basin in the world, I'd have to do that sort of same thing everywhere too. And so there we go. And so that's the plan that's in motion. Because now the guys at the top want to talk, they want to see how much greenhouse gas they can cut. They don't care about their oil production.
Mhm.
Crazy world we live in.
Yes, they got a totally different motivation now.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've just been doing it for 16 years is all. I just been making you more oil. So they can still have more oil and they can lower their carbon, which is unheard of.
Mm.
Unheard of.
Why would they resist the other advantage?
Which other advantage? The oil?
Yeah.
I don't know. It still baffles me. Some don't, but they all get in their old patterns, right? Prices of oil drop and people change out and customers change. I mean, everything's always changing.
Mm.
We provided a well enough service that our customers kept us on through 3 price recessions. Our value was such 500% that they kept us on when the price of oil went negative. They keep our projects going. It doesn't mean they're maximizing the value of our projects.
Mm.
But when you're saying it baffles you, maybe this oil industry's rigged.
Aren't they all then?
Oh yeah, that's it. So like if you were to
So-
get in front of your perfect person that had the oil rigs, like what's going to be his resistance to you? Why is he going to say no?
No, they're not now. That's the beauty of it.
So you just need to get in front of him.
That's no, I need to be able to I need to be able to say, I be able to promise them what I'm going to promise them. That's not wrapped up yet.
So there's promises, but what about the delivering? Like, what do you want to deliver them? Like, what if they say, right, let's do this, let's go, what's gonna happen?
No, they're going to drop their greenhouse emissions by at least 10% and increase production 10%.
So it's like, if everyone wants to do that, are they completely unaware of such a product that can do such a thing?
Yes.
Perfect. And what tests can we show them? Do you know that it's going to do that, or like, is there anyone like have you trialed this on someone so then we can show them that, or are we just expecting them to say yeah, cool? Like, is there no one in between that we can prove the concept with?
I've got 15,000 case study points that point to 10% increase in production. And then when you run the math that I'll explain to you, this is how that reduces your steam oil ratio, which then it lowers your greenhouse gas emissions. So that's how I do both of them. I replace your steam.
Replace the what?
I replace your steam.
Steam.
And I replace your steam and increase your oil production.
Okay, so you've been doing this for the last 16 years, saving people 10%.
Mhm.
Is this product an additional thing that's going to save them an extra 10%? Or
Oh,
are you just,
yeah, it's
are you just
500%
doing
better
that as an
than
offer?
it's 500% better than what I've got right now, but I don't have any case studies for this product. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. I use my numbers as that. So my results will be better than 10% because that's what I can deliver now. So
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
here's the process is the process. Now tying it to the greenhouse gas is the advantage. That hasn't been done before. So no, we are going to be blazing the trail for that. But on the backside of it, will I give them a 500% return? Yes. So not
Okay.
only do they say, yes, I get to cut my greenhouse gases, but then it doesn't cost, I get to make money on that. What green project do you know is able to say that? There isn't one.
I don't know any.
There isn't one that exists. There should be, but there isn't. And we're going to take advantage of the incentive too. So might as well, right? So that means we'll get a credit for that as well. So in all reality, they'll get all of that, Joe, and it won't cost them a damn thing. It's not a bad deal to sell, is it?
Hmm.
It's always good to have a no-brainer offer.
Yes, and
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, well, we just need to get that no-brainer offer put into words and get it to the people, get it in front of the people. Get
Who's
it in
the
front of
target?
your audience. So who is the target? The oil people, the oil execs.
it is in my world.
Yeah.
First move is to get my product. So
And those case studies you talked about.
yeah, so many people lay on, oh, you got to have it done. It's like, yes, I'm going to have it done, but here's what I say is I've already got a product that delivers this amount, and I believe that this new product is going to be significantly better than that. So I can assume that I can
Yeah.
always deliver the same amount of results.
Right.
Yeah.
So later on, yes, I'm going to stay at those numbers are going to change. That's the beauty of math. So right now, Joe, nothing to move with. It's just putting it in your head. This is going to be a process. I have to prove it up here first, and then we go to the big executives. Okay. So that's within a year time frame. So I'm just giving you a line out of what this looks like for marketing this.
Thanks. So that's a year away. What's now? What's best ways
That's
now?
the one I. That's it. This is my this is my yes and that I've chosen to focus on in this moment, like of this call. So that was my intention in that.
So if that's
In what you're asking, that I would say, what's your uniqueness then? What's your yes and project?
my yes and project is working with the world's best coaches and transforming the world together, connecting people to their hearts, to the superconscious, to the life they love, and working with different legendary coaches that I already know and assisting and helping them get the results they want to get, as in growing their practice to whatever sizes they want to, and then being part of that and bringing the Lovolution, the love revolution, where we change the world overnight by just doing what is truly right. We live from our hearts. And we're thriving. We're alive. We're living our dreams. We're content, fulfilled at the core. And we're taking action in creating a life we love. Mm. Mm. Simplifying, taking everything that's disaligned with these people that are wanting to do this. Something isn't sitting right because it's not theirs, it's not them. So creating something that's authentically aligned from their heart's desires. Taking that aligned, getting aligned. But yeah, taking away all of the old stuff, all the old structure. Yes, Craig in the house. Removing that, removing the pressure, removing the long videos, removing the long sales pages, removing any hurdles. And it just feeling right. We're not just creating copies of other people's things, we're creating our unique offering to the world. Our gifts, presenting our gifts to the world, our greatness and our genius, and inviting everybody that wants to come along for the ride to join in and join the wave, the cosmic waves, the universe, and get out of our own way and into our heart, into our intuition, into our genius. Just buzzing. And it's self-growing. I can leave the business, go to Mount Everest for 2 months, come back, and it's doing better than it even was. I'm not creating another job for myself. Yeah, bringing the Lovolution. Working with Lovolutionaries and connecting people and inviting people and reconnecting people to the heart, to the genius, and to what is going to get them out of bed in the morning, bouncing and grateful and buzzing to live their life to the fullest. That's my offer so far.
Mm.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for asking. Thanks for hearing me, guys.
You're welcome to.
Good to voice it.
Mhm. Anyone else want to share anything before we close out here?
I'll just say I'm not sure what my yes and is yet. I think I know. I think I know a small bit of it for myself. And I can feel a lot of momentum in that. And I think, yeah, that's where I feel I'm at the moment, that I feel a lot of momentum. What direction do I want to take? I think it's in human potential and facilitating that in the same way that Joe was talking. And there's something else that is very personal, and that feels like really uprooting at a very foundational level. And I feel like I've been tugging at those roots for quite some time, and they eventually are loosening. So that's really exciting for me. So mine is still with myself.
And there's always the first one.
Yeah, and we go back and forth, hey?
Mhm.
That's been my life experience anyway. Inward to outward, test it out. Look at it, turn it upside down, inside out, go back in.
Thank you, Allison. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for the space.
Let's just sit in it, sit in the end result for a while.
Yep.
Your yes and at the end of it. Imagine it, be in it. And if you want to speak, feel free to.
just sit with the fullness.
Hmm.
Feel it, see it, listen for what it might say. And celebrate it and honor it. And feel how that space embraces you. Protects you and allows for expansion. And then feel your way into your next inspired action. And if you'd like, think of the next immediate one and the one that's a little bit further ahead.
guys. Huge love.
Big
I'll
love
see
to
you
have a good
outside
day.
tomorrow. Bye bye.
I am complete for now.
Yeah, I'm complete for now too. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Craig. You guys have a great day.
Thanks. You too. Thanks, Des.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for the invitation today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.